Let's talk about U.S. oil data. There is no overestimating the importance of oil prices on the underlying health of the economy. As oil prices move up or down, inflation follows in the same direction. Energy is used for everything, from heat to manufacturing to transportation. Therefore, if oil costs rise, so do the costs of many consumer products, as well as the overall cost of living. In times of high oil prices, the Fed may even adjust interest rates to prevent further inflation. This is just one sign of the fundamental interrelation between oil and the overall U.S. economy. Even with the rise of algorithmic and quantitative trading, the basic principle of supply and demand is always key to understanding the movement of oil prices. When monitoring supply, energy traders pay particular attention to the weekly EIA Petroleum Status Report, which is released by the Energy Information Administration each Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This report reports on U.S. crude oil inventories, both domestically and abroad. Traders also consult the API Weekly Statistical Bulletin Report, released by the American Petroleum Institute on Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This report also covers U.S. crude inventories and data related to refinery operations, as well as the production, imports, and inventories of the 4 major petroleum products: motor gasoline, kerosene jet fuel, distillate fuel oil, and residual fuel oil. Additionally, the weekly Baker Hughes rig count, which reports on total U.S. oil rigs, may provide an indication of future oil production and inventories in the U.S. While these weekly releases provide essential data points for understanding current U.S. oil supplies, traders must also pay attention to international politics and policy. In the Middle East, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, regularly meets to exercise control over production quotas and oil prices. Since OPEC controls 60% of the world's oil, OPEC policy changes can heavily impact global oil supply and demand. One major difficulty when analyzing the outlook for energy markets is that supply and demand are impacted by many diverse factors, including geopolitical tensions, seasonal elements such as winter heat and summer driving, refinery outages, and world events both in the U.S. and abroad. For this reason, many successful oil traders maintain an in-depth knowledge of political issues in oil-producing regions, as well as a strong technical understanding of the refining process. On the other hand, inventory updates by the API and EIA requires considerably less analysis. In essence, if the EIA number shows that an increase in crude supply inventories is more than expected, it implies greater supply strength and can be bearish for crude prices. Likewise, a reported weaker than expected supply can imply a stronger demand. There are a number of factors to think about when trading U.S. oil data, but with a little insight and thorough preparation, these markets provide numerous opportunities for traders.